I really don't understand. Okay, let me just start this way. If you want to be a vet, you probably should be at least okay with animals, right? Right? Like, most animals, I'm just going to say this, make me uncomfortable. It's just the case. I've had dogs that I've loved. I have interacted fine. Horses. I've interacted with horses, thought they were pretty cool, but was scared the entire time they were going to kick me. As a little kid, you're told, hey, don't walk behind because they'll randomly just kick you and you die. Like, what? So I kind of try to stay away from horses, too. Cows are cool, but again, it's like they could stomp on me and I die. So animals are great, but like at a distance from me most of the time. I'm not going to be a vet. I probably want to be great with animals. If you really don't use the language that we speak effectively, if you really struggle to not spit out insane word salads, maybe spokesperson isn't the job for you. Maybe spokesperson is not the right position, Tammy. So Tammy Bruce is the State Department spokesperson, and I've never seen someone be so bad at that job. Like, Caroline Leavitt is bad in her dishonesty, but she does speak in a way that seems confident and concise and whatever. Not Tammy. Not Tammy. So this is on, I'm going to show you this clip. We'll look back at her iconic one and then some other things. But the question that's brought up is on this news from CNN. The Trump administration is pausing some weapons shipments to Ukraine, including air defense missiles, following a review of military spending and American support to foreign countries at a pivotal time when defensive measures are so important and they protect lives. And they're restricting in a major way. And so Tammy Bruce was asked about this, and see if you can get an answer to the question from a Trump administration State Department spokesperson.
The country of Ukraine.
Point take time, but the president from the get-go made it clear that his American first foreign policy objective when it comes to Russia-Ukraine war is to end the killing. And these are defensive weapons that Ukraine needs that for that very reason, to end the killing of Ukrainians by the Russians. How do you square that circle?
So these, I gotta just bookmark the question because you'll forget it. Trust me. Get ready. Trump has said his goal here is to end the killing. Anytime he gets asked any conceptual question, what do you think is responsible for this war? Obvious answer, Putin invading. And he would refuse to answer any of those questions. Just go, I want to stop the killing. I'll end it in one day. Gotta settle, right? That would be end the killing. So if his goal is to end the killing, then defensive measures that we're helping to provide to Ukraine help to do just that. Let's see what Tammy has to say.
How do you square that circle?
Well, it's not, one doesn't need to complete the circle or square it. Our commitment hasn't changed. The nature of how we're able to make that commitment is going to be based on what is best for America first. It is the president's point of view, his guiding hand about the nature of what needs to occur. And it is certainly two nations at war. And America has made a huge difference in that regard. And the president still has worked to have people at the table, that this can only be solved diplomatically. That, of course, is the State Department's wheelhouse. And that's what he wants. He has made several remarks returning to this now with the Israel-Iran situation at least managed. And this is not something that the president is not addressing. It is clearly on our plate all the time.
So I'm taking notes here, trying to keep track. Something about a circle and a square. Trump is the guiding hand. Israel-Iran was thrown in there. I don't know what that had to do with anything. And now we're on to Trump is not trying to stop the war.
Something that the president is not addressing. It is clearly
Trump, that is not something the president's not addressing. So he's not addressing it, right?
To this now with the Israel-Iran situation at least managed. And this is not something that the president is not addressing. It is clearly. It's
not something he's not addressing. So then you're agreeing he's not addressing it. Wow.
On our plate all the time. Certainly he is specifically referred to the nature of the continued slaughter. It is unacceptable. It is a horrible dynamic, the targeting of civilian areas. The world knows this. This has been something that's been discussed. The president has expressed his fury over this issue, and that has not changed. So, again, be cautious as things move along from the country.
I should have played that uninterrupted, but hopefully you got the gist of it. Wow. Oh no. You're supposed to, that led to a headline. State Department spokesperson serves up an utterly confounding word salad responding to question on Trump and Russia, Ukraine. And the thing is, thank you for that question. The thing is about Russia is that they're at war with Ukraine. And so if you imagine, we don't need to complete the circle to use it as a square. We can use it as a square. We can peg a hole with the square circle. And so if you think about Iran, the supreme leader, he's a dangerous guy. And so Putin is invading Ukraine. And Trump has made, and the nature of this situation is that the world has spoken about it, right? And Trump has spoken about it. And the way he's spoken about it is that it needs to end. And the reason that we're cutting off weapons to help it end by helping Ukraine defend itself is because is an analysis of within the dynamic of the variables, there are key elements to the proposition that I find relevant. And I think you would find it relevant as well. And if we, okay, you get the point. Crazy. Now, every other time I've played this clip referencing her last iconic response, whenever Mike Waltz left his position and Marco Rubio became the national security advisor, I've always played the wrong clip and I didn't play the full version. So this one I'm not going to interrupt, but get ready.
In the first row.
Something that's just come out from the president.
Yeah. All right, great. Terrific.
The president has just written on Truth Social that Mike Waltz is going to become the new U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
Well, there you go. Fabulous.
And in addition to that, he says that in the interim, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will serve as national security advisor while continuing his strong leadership at the State Department. Do you know how long he's going to be serving in both roles?
It is clear that I just heard this from you. This is the magic.
No heads up that this was coming.
I have some insights as to the potential of certain things that might happen. But when the president, and this of course is all presidential decisions, right? So I'm with the State Department. It is, as I think would be clear to all of you, you don't want to get ahead of your skis in drawing conclusions or speculating about what may occur. And you can have a general sense of what's possible, and then you see that manifest usually. But I think the one thing I've learned is that things don't happen until the president says they're going to happen. So the fact that is, which was obviously Truth Social. Yeah, so that is the miracle of modern technology and the social media. So that is an exciting moment here. I think that, as I know Secretary Rubio, this is a man who, as I think you all know, has worn several hats from day one in managing the nature of what's happened here at the State Department, at USAID. And it is he's someone who is well known by the president. The president makes perfect assessments about who would implement his agenda. And in this case, he's chosen certainly the secretary and Mr. Waltz to facilitate his agenda moving forward. Not entirely surprising, I have to say, and good news for the American people.
You said you had some insights that this might happen. Could you just
I think no, I can't. But thanks for asking.
Do you have any?
That's good. That part was fun. At least she answered that part directly. No, I can't. All right, I feel so bad. I feel like I ruined the whole vibe of a word salad when I started like dissecting the salad before, like I separated the tomatoes from the lettuce. And so can we just, and then we're going to go on to something maybe even better. Can we just watch this and I won't interrupt, I promise? Ready, go.
The country of
Ukraine. So this is the one on Ukraine.
Right.
Point taken, Tammy. But the president from the get-go made it clear that his American first foreign policy objective when it comes to Russia-Ukraine war is to end the killing. These are defensive weapons, and Ukraine needs that for that very reason, to end the killing of Ukrainians by the Russians. How do you square that circle?
Well, it's not, one doesn't need to complete the circle or square it. Our commitment hasn't changed. The nature of how we're able to make that commitment is going to be based on what is best for America first. It is the president's point of view, his guiding hand about the nature of what needs to occur. And it is certainly two nations at war. And America has made a huge difference in that regard. And the president still has worked to have people at the table, that this can only be solved diplomatically. That, of course, is the State Department's wheelhouse. And that's what he wants. He has made several remarks returning to this now with the Israel-Iran situation at least managed. And this is not something that the president is not addressing. It is clearly on our plate all the time. And certainly, he has specifically referred to the nature of the continued slaughter. It is unacceptable. It's
interesting. I'll stop it there. But it's interesting how everyone has their little nervous filler words. And hers is clearly nature. The nature of the event that brings to our mind the nature of the series of a future event. And this isn't about making fun, to be clear. I just want to say that. It'll seem like I'm making fun because I'm making fun of, but I'm not making fun in that negative way, in sort of a childish way. I'm just laughing at how bad it was. So I just want to specify that. But what I was thinking about when I was watching this, it's not great. Like, if you're lactose intolerant, maybe don't be an ice cream tasting person. There's just certain things that aren't great to go together. So if you struggle to concisely lay out thoughts, it's fine. That's not for everyone. But maybe don't be a spokesperson or a congressman, Jim Jordan. And it's time to go back to my favorite clip ever, maybe, when Jim Jordan was confronted, he's a Republican congressman, on whether or not he called with Trump on January 6th. And my goodness, did he give us a show. While we continue through this, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate this show.
Did you speak with President Trump on January 6th?
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke with the president last week. I speak with the president all the time. I spoke with him on January 6th. I mean, I talk with President Trump all the time, and that's I don't think that's unusual. I would expect members of Congress to talk with the president of the United States when they're trying to get done the things they told the voters in their district to do. I'm actually kind of amazed sometimes that people keep asking this. But of course, I talk with the president all the time. I talked with him, like I said, I talked with him last week.
On January 6th, did you speak with him before, during, or after the Capitol was attacked?
I'd have to go. I spoke with him that day after. I think after. I don't know if I spoke with him in the morning or not. I just don't know. I'd have to go back and. I mean, I don't know that when those conversations happened. But what I know is I spoke with him all the time.
Can you imagine Jim Jordan? It's so good. Can you imagine Jim Jordan's wife confronting him about cheating? Jim, are you sleeping with our next door neighbor, Sandra? Am I speaking? I mean, am I sleeping? I mean, I sleep, and we sleep. I mean, we sleeps in the neighborhood, the house over. He's our neighbors. I mean, I'm sleeping, she's sleeping. Is that something together? Or how? I mean, what's the exact measurement that you have? Is it 10 feet from our house? 30 feet? Is it in the same bed? Yeah. Do you have like sex? Well, what is sex? I mean, my sex is male, but you could say I'm trained. I'm not trained, but that doesn't change how it doesn't. See, two sexes. That's the thing. It would just be. He's probably so easy to catch on lies. Wow. And speaking of Jim Jordan, he did go on CNN to defend Trump's tragedy and scam of a bill. And I told you in the other segment we did about this that they are so blinded by their hatred of Democrats that they cannot see straight. Jim Jordan's justification for why this bill is good, despite it ripping away healthcare and ripping away food and giving tax cuts to the rich and all those things, his justification is because Democrats hate it.
Yeah, good to be with you,
and I do want to ask you, in that context, it is Freedom Caucus members who are very concerned about this bill. I'm old enough to remember when, if there was a bill on the floor that added this much to our debt and deficit, I cannot imagine you would have been happy about it in those years. And yet, you have been approaching this a little bit differently. What is your message to your colleagues in that group right now?
Look, we all wish it'd save more money, but you know this is a good bill, and I tell people all the time, you know it's a good piece of legislation because every single Democrat hates it. And the reason they hate it is because this...
Guys, that's it. That's it. And I have a perfect... Take this down for a second. I have a perfect video for you. This is some MAGA, who there were stairs that he's describing as gay stairs. Okay, the stairs, they were like 13, and they realized they were in a relationship with a woman, and it was like, I just don't feel what I'm supposed to feel, and they ended up finding out. They told their stair parents, and the stair parents said, "Get out of here. You're never going to be the stairs for this building." I lost the thread. You get the point. So, but for our podcast listeners, I'll describe. They're like, sometimes as a piece of art, they'll put the pride colors on stairs, so it looks like a pride flag on the stairs. So a guy didn't want to touch the stairs because he's describing them as gay stairs, and he's MAGA, and you can't touch the gays, even when they're stairs and inanimate objects. And so for this video, he climbed on the railing so he wouldn't touch his feet to the rainbow colors. Oh, I can't play the music. It'll be copyrighted, but I'll show you this. And he's dragging his body up the railing, and it looks like it hurts. And now he's sort of like shuffling his crotch. He was shuffling his crotch. And so this part really spoke to me, where if you're a male, if you were born with a penis, not even a penis, I guess it's more the other part, but I feel like that's more inappropriate to say. Okay, so you get the point. It hurts to go on a railing like that. If you've ever done that, it hurts. Ugh. That is Republican politics right there. Hurting yourself to own the libs, right? Right now, his crotch is on fire. It hurts. Railing going up there, ooh. But he's willing to endure that pain to own the libs by not touching the LGBTQ stairs. This is a visual representation of what they're doing with this legislation. They're saying, I would rather a railing in my crotch than protecting my healthcare / touching the gay stairs. It really is profound if you think about it. Because I think you think I'm just being silly, but really you're learning something really major here. Someone should say amen. I don't know. Maybe probably not. Maybe that's inappropriate. But that's what they're doing. They'd rather harm themselves than give a win to Democrats. And he admitted it there. Wait, how do I know this is a good bill? Because Democrats hate it. But why? The Democrats hate it because of the damage that it does. And at some point, you should prioritize, even if you hate other constituents, which is not what you should do. You should care about all Americans. But even if you don't care about anyone who's voted for not Trump, even they, actually in some cases disproportionately, are going to be hurt by this bill. And maybe you should prioritize them over not walking on the gay stairs. Come here. Take a walk up these gay stairs. Healthcare. I don't know. Is it really? Yeah. So that's their logic. That's the logic. Share your thoughts in the comments.